Fourth race into this countdown, the signature we have gotten over these 4 races is heat. It has been a very hot 4-race stretch.
It's genuinely amazing that these cars go down the racetrack at all.
You got to go out there and you can't care. You got to wipe your emotions away and you have to hit every run the way you came prepared. You're only going to be as good as what you're prepared to do.
Here we go. Antron Brown goes number 1, 368.8 and 337.41.
Antron's lives is in their hands. Like they've got to be spot on every single thing they do, and stand behind that thing and watch that thing rocket down the strip was pretty unbelievable.
But the chance to earn those 3 points, 3 points here, 2 points there. And how many times have we had world championships over the last 3 or 4 years come down to points? Not a bunch of points, but like 3 or 4, 1, 2, right? So there's certainly opportunity here today to make a run that when you look back could influence how the World Championship looks when we get to the World Finals at In-N-Out Burger Pomona Drag Strip.
And you can see they're preparing today like it's Pomona and it's a 1.5 scenario. So and I think that's what separates the men from the boys, the people that crack under the pressure and the people that stay strong and can see why they succeed by the way they prepare and their attention to detail.
The ones that win championships and the one that wins races, the way they handle pressure, they got to go up there and they can't care. They can't give a damn, is the way I can express it. And when you are able to do that, you'll be able to go up there and do what you do without the pressure getting to you. And then the results will show on the board. And you have to become ice cold. And that's what gets the job done. Man, it's always a special month when we go to October because we know so many women and people that have been through breast cancer. Some of them are going through it, some of them survived it, and there's a lot of ones that didn't make that fight. And when we always put the pink on the car for the month of October, it feels so awesome to see what Matco has done and contribute through all the distributors and all the people in the front office where we give it our all and they actually support the cause where we've actually contribute. I know the mark is over millions of dollars now that we have contributed to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation over all the years that we have done it. Every time we come to the racetrack, what makes it feel so special is when you see a woman come up and they tell you their story, or a story of somebody in their family, or a guy come up telling you the story of their wife or their mother or their aunt or a relative and telling you what they're going through and how much it means to them.
I didn't understand what it meant to people though until I went through it with my mom. So she is a breast cancer survivor, and we had it, a little rough for a little while with her. And of course, I always did support the Breast Cancer Foundation, but there was never anything that affected me personally with it until my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And fortunately, Lord willing, survived it. And now I really understand why companies do what they do to show their support. And I'm really proud of Matco Tools for showing the support that they do, not only with Antron and AB Motorsports, but especially with the cause, to raise awareness and to raise funds for the Breast Cancer Foundation, because it absolutely gives people hope. And it really affects the way they feel when they're going through it, because my mom was going through breast cancer when Antron had the pink car. And I had a pink helmet at one time and it said "Fight Like a Girl" with a pink ribbon. And when she told me what that did for her and how that made her feel, so she felt like all of Matco Tools and all of the people that worked there and the whole AB Motorsports team was all supporting her. And that's just, it gives people the absolute hope that they need to get through something like that, and it just makes me really appreciate the company even more than I ever did before.
St. Louis, Missouri, defined in its archway, the gateway to the west, will also serve as the gateway to the back half of the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series Countdown to the Championship. Worldwide Technology Raceway is home to the Napa NHRA Midwest Nationals, a pivotal race for the championship hunt in 2025. It has already been fast this weekend, and the blue skies will bring the fans out from all over the Midwest to see the finest drag racing in the country, done at some of the fastest speeds we have ever seen, and specifically the single fastest speed ever recorded at this facility.
383 for Antron Brown, 317 miles per hour, 377.5, 329 for Josh Hart over there in the left lane.
Yeah, now we're shooting for, we're trying to run a mid-70 there, and we definitely just got to figure out what we had going on. Just had a little tire shake we drove through. It was just easy, that run. We dropped the hole also at at about 300 feet, 280 feet. So let's go after it, man. We got to run tonight. The good part, we got to run in. So we're in where we're in at. There's 16 cars, but we got to get after it tonight so we can get a good qualifying position for race day, because tonight's what's going to set the field for tomorrow. And then tomorrow we can back down and just get a good race day set before we're going to run on race day. That's how it goes. That run there was good enough to drop it down to get us to where we need to be, and then tonight we got to try to run the high 60. So it's game plan.
Welcome to Worldwide Technology Raceway in Madison, Illinois, just across the mighty Mississippi River from the city of St. Louis for Friday night qualifying live here at the Napa NHRA Midwest Nationals. We're bringing you the Top Fuel and Funny Car qualifying session 2 tonight.
Yeah, Tools for a Cause. They'll donate a percentage to breast cancer awareness. Great to see Antron. All the pink race cars come out each year. And to use drag racing in your billboard that's going 330 miles an hour for something altruistic, it's a great thing. Here we go.
Antron Brown goes number 1, 368.8 and 337.41.
This is the kind of performance we expected, or we've been waiting for from Antron Brown. It's not too late. He's down at the bottom of the points, but if you're going to try to work your way up to the top, that's the kind of run you're going to need.
But Antron, it's an interesting dissection that you just had of your run there, because you had some issues. It was a quick turnaround. You guys made it back up here. So your motive really wasn't to go number 1, am I right?
No, we want to run as hard as we can, but I mean, number 1 in our minds is like 64, 65. And for us, that turnaround was harsh. So credit goes to our Matco Tools team, FVP team. Them boys were out in the pit. We changed short blocks, they changed ignition, they changed everything on that car, because it was down and out that first run where it should have ran 83. I know we're shooting for like a low 70, like a 72 is what Brian said. So, hey, they made the right calls, and they deserve this. We've been through a struggle, and they've been working their butts off. And I know Brian hasn't gotten any sleep, so he can sleep good tonight for sure.
You said somebody's going to have to be brave out there. We'll see if they're brave enough to knock you off this seat.
Oh, that track's got plenty of braveness in it. Trust me, that track here, I mean, I remember years ago we ran a 67 here and ran a track record, and Clay went like a 63 years later. So this track is really, really good at nighttime, and the St. Louis crowd and Madison, Illinois crowd is no joke. So feels good to be here now, but I don't know if we're going to be here for long.
We ran Q1, and for some reason the car just didn't run right? Couldn't really find anything wrong. We looked at the motor, we looked at all the parts, we looked at all the electronics, and we were going to leave the short block in it, but then we found some, it shook so hard that it broke some of the components off the short block, broke some studs out the front of the block and stuff, so we weren't going to have time to repair it. So we ended up just changing the short block. We changed the short block, basically the complete engine, everything except for the supercharger. And then we went ahead and changed the ignition system too, because for some reason on the first run, the motor just didn't run like it should run. We've been struggling qualifying. We kind of made at the bottom half, so that means you got to race the cars that have been going down the racetrack more. So our goal the last couple of races is to get this thing going down the track, trying to put up some good EPs. And tonight we just kind of tried to get it to run in the 60s, and it ran 68. So that should stay number 2 for the rest of the weekend until race day. So that's going to give us advantage, and we get to pick. Hopefully we're racing a little lesser car that maybe won't produce the ET that we can on race day, and try to go some rounds here.
Yes, sir. We got race cars on the starting line.
Let's do it, baby.
You know that? You know what type of race cars those are?
Yeah, they're Toyota Camrys.
They are. You know who's in the right lane?
Antron Brown.
Antron Brown. You know who's in the left lane?
Mike Brown.
Brian Brown.
Brian Brown.
Brian Brown, World of Outlaws star, 5-time Knoxville Raceway track champion, Brian Brown. A couple of Toyota Camrys, my friends at Toyota. Antron Brown, the reigning 4-time world champion in Top Fuel on the right. Brian Brown, the sprint car driver out of Missouri on the left, and here they go. Wow, Brian did not get the go on yellow memo, J-Lo.
Yeah, you got to go on yellow at these races, and Antron's notoriously, he doesn't like to lose to the new guy.
It almost feels like Antron's pedaling it down.
Yeah.
Ryan's closing the gap, but he's not going to get there.
Yeah, and again, Antron likes to let them think they're going to get him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we call a whole shot in drag racing, J-Lo. 15.72 beats a 15.38.
This thing does say maintenance required, so that wasn't fair. Brian Brown, driver of the FEP number 21 sprint car. Well, we won over 200 races, 6 times Knoxville track champion, 8 World of Outlaw wins. So a lot of big wins throughout our career. A lot of close finishes, lots of wins, and like I said, lots of good times also.
This is actually our clutch department. Like you saw him putting the clutch out here, but as you can see, this is our probably our Q4 pack right here that he made. And basically, this is what we run. This is the flywheel.
Yep.
So we regrind the flywheel in the hat after every run. You can see there's a flywheel on the ground grinded. They grind it on their clutch grinder back here. After every run, like everything's got to get serviced. Like what you're going to notice about us is that we rebuild the engine and we service the car after every run. There's about 40 minutes worth of work that goes to tearing the car down and putting it back together, and we do that after every run. So basically, this is a clutch pack. This is the floaters, and you can see the clutch disc in between. And you know what it is. Our clutch works just like a brake. A clutch is nothing but a reverse brake, I call it. You know what I mean? Like the friction disc, like you see right here. This is a friction disc. So this is basically like your brake pad, right? And then you got
in between there,
in between, and then we got deals that we call our floaters. It's nothing but center iron, so that's like a rotor. So basically, that's all our clutch does is that we're just applying it to make it go, and then you have brakes to stop it, which is on the opposite cylinder wheels. You know what I mean? People never realize that brakes and the clutch are one and the same.
Yep.
You use the same thing to make it go as you make it to stop. And one of these discs, they last for about 2 runs. They actually come out, we regrind it, and then after the second run, it's done.
Throw it away.
And there's junk. And one of these discs right here are $200, and we run 6 of them a run. So we have a lot of excess parts.
What's it cost you like per run?
10 grand a run.
10 grand, no matter which way you look
No matter
at it.
which way you work, you can go out there and spend the time. And what that is, that's the average overall. Because what we do is we actually take all of our part uses that we do for a year and divide it by the number of runs we do, and we always come out 10 grand. That is 10 grand of parts and pieces. The car and driver are allowed to weigh 2390, so I say 2,400 pounds evens the weight for after you get done with the run. We start to run heavier because the run that we start with, like we have nitro weighs 10 pounds a gallon. So we'll start with a full, take about 16 gallons of fuel, is where we can fill all the way up to like 17 and a half gallons, almost 18 gallons, but we don't. Because we use that for weight balance on the front end. Because our fuel cell's it's the front nose of the car. We actually have our guys right here. This is Dwight right now working on cylinder heads. He's putting jets and everything in. That's a tedious deal. So I don't want to talk to him and make him mess it up. You see how he just keeps his head down? He don't change. He's used to that. We have a lot of visitors in and out. And
So how many workers you guys got?
Crew guys, we actually have on our team, total of the guys that work on the car, I will say it's 8 of them.
8.
It's 8, like it's 10 total if you count the driver, like myself. But you got 2 crew chiefs, so you have seven people that work on the car, like nonstop. The crew chiefs will work on it, but they normally stay in their lane where they're overlooking. Like the crew chiefs, I call them, they're like doctors. What they're doing is, and we have a lot of smart enough guys on these cars. That's what makes a really good team, is when you have capable and smart people in every department. They're more than just doing what they do. Like if I came over here and I said, Dwight, I need you to do this or this, he's like, okay, like they make sure they know a little bit about other departments to dive in. Just like you see Brandon here building a short block. Like, I mean, half these guys are capable of being like,
which is good. If you guys get sick or whatever, you guys pop right in.
They're smart enough to be car chiefs on other cars, you know what I mean?
You know, when they're working on these cars in such a short turnaround, they have got to be, it's got to be a well-oiled machine, and you got to know what you're doing, you know, for your job, and obviously what your partner over here is doing, so you don't step in their way or you can't bump into each other and knock stuff off or things like that. So I feel like that it's just a very well-oiled, organized machine that you can see after coming to see here. You can see why they're a 4-time NHRA champion by the way they do things and by the hospitality, and everything is just 100% professional, top-notch, and just proud to be able to come and see it firsthand.
Speaking of Antron, there's the Matco Tools machine on the right side. The 4-time Top Fuel World Champion, AB second. Both cars with some heavy wheel speed down low. Wurzel finally pulled him free, and Antron goes 387 at only 304 miles per hour. So the speed is well down on the Matco Tools machine.
Crazy, crazy, man. I think I could have did that.
In 1914, musician W.C. Handy published a song. It was a song about sadness, about loss, and about the need to pack up and get out of town before it all caught up to you. The name of that song was the St. Louis Blues, and it's the same tune that all but 4 racers will be singing this afternoon at Worldwide Technology Raceway of this 3rd race of the NHRA Countdown to the Championship. It is, of course, the Napa NHRA Midwest Nationals, and we are halfway through playoff season in the world of NHRA Mission Foods drag racing. The biggest players, the biggest names, and the biggest competitors are all here, packed into the amazing pit area of this multi-use facility on the banks of the Mississippi River.
Antron Brown, 4-time world champ on the left side, the reigning world champ, that Matco Tools for a Cause look here this weekend. Can Cameron Foray get Jerry Freeman, Ed Wolf and that team, their first round win as top fuel car owners in the NHRA? Gotta go through the champ. Cameron's got no throttle, and I don't think it would have mattered. Great first shot, though, for Antron Brown. 375.2, 333.
Yeah, we were loaded up. Heck, if I would have known that happened, I would have ran a little harder. First round is usually the best round on race day. You know, maybe the final if it pushes late. So we wanted to get a good run in because we know this car is capable of run that. Hopefully it holds true and we get some more rounds won today. Thanks.
You know, the thing about it is we're learning so much, and I can see they're locked in, and you can tell their face expressions when you get somewhere. So we got through first round, and that's half the battle. You always want to get through first round, and you can't take nobody lightly. So we still hit it hard. Don't make a difference who we race. Our real test is going to be this next round, the second round. When we go out there, the track's going to even be hotter and more gooier. And we got to match up with the 8-time world champ, Tony Schumacher. And that's a new team, but they go down the racetrack, and you can see they went out there and took out Clay Milliken first round, who's up there high in the points. And they're not a countdown car, but they could do a lot of damage. They're definitely a car to be reckoned with, so we got to go up there and do our work.
It's Antron Brown, Brian Karate's crew chief, Matco Tools for a Cause machine, and Tony Schumacher for American Communications Construction. Tony Schumacher moves first, but smokes the tires, and Antron goes 3.807, and Antron Brown will not have lane choice in the semifinals. Ina Zetterstrom earns lane choice against AB in the semifinals. 380 with a 7, 331, Antron Brown.
Great job, Phil. Smooth, right down the board. Smooth, super smooth. It feels good. 1-2 rounds of racing, guys been working hard, so it feels good when you see it feels really, really good when you see the hard work really pay off. And that's the statement of it. It's that, like I always say all the time, and it makes it so relevant. Persistence beats resistance every day. And you keep on turning things until you figure it out. And that's what this team does. And we just gotta keep fighting. We still have a long road ahead of us. We have a long fight, but it's not over till it's over. So we're just gonna keep giving all we got. And one thing was we qualified well at this race, and then it translates on race day. And that's what it takes to win races. Qualify well, you get confidence. You get confidence in the car where you can fix, like the main thing is they've been fixing everything else that's going on, and that's the hardest part about fuel racing. If everything works like it's supposed to, then that's when the team gets very deadly, and then the crew chiefs do what they do best, is pick on it, work on it, and make the car run better and better. So with that being said, we're going to keep our head down, and all 4 cars in this final have been going down the racetrack, and everybody did a great lap to get through that round. So with that being said, we just got to stay after it and make it happen. It's game plan.
As we roll into the semifinal round of Mission Foods Top Fuel Eliminator. What a story it is in the semifinals, with Doug Coletta and Justin Ashley on one side of the ladder, and Antron Brown, the reigning world champion, in the right lane here, racing just here to spoil everybody, Ina Zetterstrom. And Antron Brown in that Tools for a Cause, Mac Tools, Hengstefers, FVP Toyota, trying to reassert himself in the World Championship hunt. A trip to the finals and Top Fuel on the line. Antron Antron smokes the tires, and for the first time in her career, Ina Zetterstrom will race for a Wally in NHRA competition. 392.5, 292 miles per hour.
I'll tell you, that was a rough one, but hey, the team did a great job. We fought through a lot of stuff this weekend, and we're definitely back on the men where we belong. We would have loved to be in that final round and gave Doug a race in that final, but I'll tell you what, making it to the semis is always a good day if you can make it down to the Final Four. We want to win. We know what's right around the corner, and we just got to be patient. So Dallas next. We got 3 races left, and we're just going to keep digging hard, working hard, and see if the next 2 races we can get within inside of 100 points of the points leader is our goal. So we got to get as many points as possible, and the only way we can do it is take it one round at a time, qualify well, and play in the winner's circle. So but besides that, it was a good weekend. So we're not going to hold our head down for what we went through, but this is what racing's all about. You learn, you grow each weekend. And right now, that Mac car with Doug Coletta and Alan Johnson and Mac and all those boys, they're just doing a really good job. So we all have our work cut out to go catch those 2 cars right now. So that's the game plan, and we're just going to keep giving it all we got.
That's right, track prep continues. The Fendt tractors are out there working this historic all-concrete Texas Motorplex quarter mile. How about that? Billy Meyer, the legend, Joe Costello, Courtney Enders here in the broadcast booth at the Texas Motorplex. Kind of hits a little differently, Courtney, being up here, 40 years of the Motorplex. So many events tied in to the Stampede of Speed, but now it is race time. Here we go, Q1 just moments away. Going to be very exciting.
Hey, and it's the Fall Nationals, and in case you couldn't tell outside, it's fall here in Texas, so it's a bit warm. It's going to be crazy.
A little warm.
It is a little warm.
But the cars are still fast, according to the alcohol cars, and what we've seen in round 1 of the JAGS All-Stars. We could have some big ETs out there regardless. Steve Torrance going up against another 4-time world champion and reigning world champion. Torrance getting out through there. Steve Torrance. 380 with a 9, 3.809, 82.5 for Antron Brown. Both good runs, 2nd and 3rd, but not enough for Sean Reed.
Did you see anything yet? Why it was tight? Did you see anything why it was tight yet?
I'll make it jump.
Was it free?
At the end, turn it over fine. Scuff number 1.
Scuff number 1. Number 1 was tight. So what happened was it actually had oil pressure at the start of the start. So it stuffed that before we left the starting line because it was down on power and everything. We'll put scuff on outer of
2 and 4.
As you can see, it had something that it just scuffed right there. That is weird.
That takes away performance?
Oh yes, oh absolutely. That means it's not going, so it's got pips and scuffed, so it lost some. It looked like it was scuffed it before we even took off the start line. Oh, there's a lot more in it for sure. I mean, if it doesn't scuff like that, it runs a high 70, probably like a 78, 77. I think that's what we're all shooting for. So it was down to 60 foot, down to the 330, but then it picked up the mile an hour at half track and out the back door. So it'll be fine tonight. We'll get after it tonight. Got a tight ring on number 7.
And the intensity, we always talk about the points. We're going to talk about that throughout the weekend, especially on Sunday. But really tonight is about chasing money. Tonight is about chasing low ET. And tonight is about getting on the saddle and ride it out, not just for 8 minutes or 8 seconds rather. You want to ride it out for 8+ pairs.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the $15,000, but the fun and the pageantry, as you say all the time. We are in the middle of the playoffs. This is race 4 of the playoffs tomorrow. 2 more sessions, certainly. Final eliminations on Sunday. Whenever we roll out of Dallas, the thing starts to take shape. The championship takes shape. You know, several drivers have been just totally eliminated. They are done. A few more advance to Vegas and Pomona with championship hopes.
Antron Brown, the Matco Tools. Angster for Toyota Top Fueler and Steve Torrance, Capco Contractors car.
Antron Brown, and oh, by the way, they need it. If they want to climb up into this championship fight, they're sitting 13th overall. Steve Torrance is sitting 12th at the Motorplex.
Really great stuff. 369.5 for Brown, 370 with an 8 for Torrance. Man, they're making big swings, but nobody has caught Langdon yet.
Today, it was a good day. The first run, we saw that we had an issue with a couple pistons, and it slowed the car down early. We're out there trying to run like a high, a 70, like a 76 to 78, and that's what it was on. And came back, diagnosed the problem. They came back, they made some adjustments. And tonight, we're trying to push a little harder than what we ran. And we qualified second at the last race in St. Louis, and we qualified fourth, went a 69 with a 5. The track was a little bit tighter earlier, and you can see where Ryan said it ate it up a little bit earlier at 60 foot. But besides that, the car ran great and had great ET everywhere else on the sheet. So that being said, it sets us up good. We're on the top half of the field. We're in the top 5 like where we want to be. We missed a couple bonus points tonight. We want to get some bonus points. So tomorrow, we're going to get ready for race day. It's going to be a little hotter, and we're just going to go out there and get after it. So that's the game plan, to get after it. We'll try to make some quality laps, pick up some bonus points, and just get back in this hunt to where we're at right now. So we're going to try to get this all right and get it together. And but happy, very pleased, very happy the way the car ran and the way the team bounced back. And we've been fixing these issues that's been plaguing us, but we're fighting. So our goal is to come out here and do better than we did the last race. So we got that game plan going, and I love where we're at right now.
They are coming from all points around the Lone Star State here for final qualifying action at the Texas Motorplex on a warm and warming Saturday. It is at a great racetrack, and certainly the vibe here is wild as part of the Stampede of Speed. Welcome everyone into the broadcast booth here at the Texas Motorplex. Brian Lones and Tony Pedregon. And you know, Tony, 4th race into this countdown, the signature we have gotten over these 4 races is heat. It has been a very hot 4-race stretch. Some teams have wilted, other teams have actually figured out how to manage it.
Antron Brown on the right, and Texas' own 4-time Top Fuel World Champion, the 5-time NHRA champion, Steve Torrance, the Capco boy. Oh, Steve is, wow! Steve Torrance was flickering the bulb and couldn't get it to light, and Antron goes 381, 331, and Steve just kept flickering and flickering and flickering, and it never locked in to fire the tree. And Steve, I think, finally reacted to one of those flickers. He was so amped up.
The hardest part is that we all try to stay as thin as possible, and Steve's one of the best at doing it for sure. He's the one that flickers the tree the most, and I get occasional flickers, so does Justin Ashley. Sean Langdon does the same thing. We're very precise on what we try to do, but sometimes that's what happens. And here we're running a different tree. We usually run copy link. At this racetrack is Porter Tree. So Porter Tree doesn't have a lock. And what that means is when you stage your car, if it blinks in, it will lock in, so you can actually get an extra roll at the racetrack. So for us, I was in, the tree kept on flickering and flickering and flickering and flickering. So I'm just sitting there waiting for Steve to come in, and man, I've been wanting to work on my tree because I've been trying to get better at my lights and stuff like that, but I just gotta relax and do what we do. That's what you have to do, you know. All in all, we go in this last run. We missed by a little bit by getting 1 bonus point. We're trying to get these bonus points, but still in all, we're one of the 5 cars that made it down the racetrack, and it's what we're going to race in tomorrow. So kudos to the team for doing a great job, and let's get after this next run and see what we can do.
Antron Brown and his Matco Tools machine, bright pink for this October as we bring attention to the breast cancer awareness in many ways here. Steve Torrance and the Capco boys. That Capco contracting top fuel machine based out of Kilgore, Texas, not far off the road.
Nice side-by-side runs, a 385.1 for Steve Torrance at 327 miles per hour. Second best run of the session. AB goes 392 at only 304.
They're having a.
They do this right by my house a lot.
Look. She's flying over. Oh, look how y'all doing. How y'all doing? Look at y'all.
Yeah, I like your shirt.
Look at you. Look good.
Yeah, that look like Antron.
Look at my man in the back. Rolling.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Y'all gonna be there tomorrow? Y'all heading home?
Yes. Oh, no, we'll be there tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
Like I said, we from Louisiana, right there by No Problem Racing.
Oh, really? Then you're right by me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's it.
When we came to see you on the debut, he had 10 now.
Yep. You had to fly out. Yep.
I had to fly out for what?
You had to leave to go to Matco Tools convention thing.
Oh, from what? From?
Y'all be safe.
Don't take care.
Wait, remember you had to go to the Matco Tools thing for the dinner. You had the dinner that night.
See, we got fans driving around with their jerseys on. See that? Support. Look at all that traffic down that way. Look at all that traffic. We ain't going that way. They went good today, actually. We learned a lot. The track was hot. It was tricky. We're one of only 2 cars in the right lane in Q3 to get down, so that was a plus. And I think the quickest ET was like a 79 or something like that. So we got that to build off of. And we'll get ready for tomorrow. The last run we'll run down there. We just wanted to get down the track pretty good. And we're on pace to run a mid-80, so that was good. And we can work off that. No, we can run a little bit better. We can give it a little bit more early. So it's always just to find out where you can improve and how you can run the car. So we'll just stay after it and get ready for tomorrow. Get ready for race day. It's going to be a good run first session, and it'll get hot and trickier as the day goes on. So it's definitely going to be one of those deals where you have to be on your cue and make some drastic changes. It's time to go get some R&R.
In a state long known for the glory of Friday Night Lights, in a state that has long been known as a football factory, the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series comes to Dallas, Texas for the famed Stampede of Speed in the NHRA Texas Fall Nationals. The 4th of 6 stops in the NHRA Countdown to the Championship, a playoff system that has brought fans by the tens of thousands to the sprawling facility outside of Dallas to watch the fastest, most powerful, and explosive machines in American auto racing go into competition on a beautiful and warm Sunday. Welcome to the Texas Motorplex at NS Drag Racing's original Super Stadium. It is a beautiful Sunday. We join you here, Brian Loans and Tony Pedregon, a 2-time NHRA Nitro Funny Car World Champion. Tony, we have a drag strip that's a little more than 3 football fields long. They'll be going 330 miles an hour down it today.
And Antron Brown, who is 7th in points. Now, Antron Brown 1 year ago at this time, I don't believe was on many people's radar to be the world champion, and he certainly isn't right now in that Matco Tools machine. But a big day in Dallas, a big day in Vegas. You get the points and a half in the finals, you can be right back in it in a similar tone to last year when Brian Karate, Brad Mason and that team were able to propel Antron to a world championship seemingly out of nowhere in the final couple races of the countdown last year. And she's going to get through round 1 again in a ball of fire. Ida Zetterstrom levels the supercharger on the Dialite machine, but goes 425 at 206 miles per hour. Both cars took the tire off, and Ida did it a little further down track, was able to bury her foot back in the throttle. It's going to cost that team a whole lot of parts and pieces, but it is a round win for Ida Zetterstrom, 425 at 206 miles per hour. Ida, 77 on the tree. Antron was 62. And the problems just started earlier for Antron.
Just a devastating round, as it was with Tony Stewart earlier this morning for Antron Brown. You know, it doesn't matter where you're sitting in the points. This time of year, you try and keep pace with everybody ahead of you, and that is just troublesome.
Well, that was first round. Not what we're looking for, but that's what makes the sport what it is. It's like they can hit you hard. They can be really good. But it's a fine line of so many things, especially when you're running hard. And you want to run good to get lane choice, but it hits you hard. So everybody's working so hard, we're all putting our head down, but sometimes it goes the way that we wanted to go. So it hurts, you know. It's pretty much a championship run there. So we just got to go out these last 2 races and give it all we got and just try to pop off 2 wins, you know, capitalize the end of the year and get ready for next year. But that right there, we did great. We did it all great through the process this weekend. Felt like it was our weekend, but sometimes it just doesn't switch and goes the opposite direction. So you'll be good. It hurts a little bit right now, so racing just sucks sometimes, and it's the sucky part about it.